many of us are waiting for the right moment, the perfect idea, or the adequate resources to make a change in someone else's life? Too often, we think about giving as an act of abundance, that having more is what allows us to give. And until then, it's okay to do nothing. That's our mistake. It's the decision to give that matters, not what we have. Giving is something that we decide to do, and then we find a way. It's like when you want to start a new workout routine. Do you wait until you have the perfect gym, the perfect clothes, or if you are like me, waiting for the perfect motivation? No. You start where you are with what you have. Giving follows the same principle. I became a philanthropist at the age of 8, feeding orphan children my age in Bargny, Senegal. Having experienced the transformative power of giving at a young age in difficult circumstances, I challenge the notion that abundance is a prerequisite for change. I grew up doing what I love to do, while finding ways to improve my philanthropic work. When in 1994, I got a visa to come to the United States of America to visit my husband. But I did not understand the power of that visa. I thought I was just coming for a visit, but no. That visa was actually the bridge for me to discover my true self, my potential, and my purpose. Many lives around the world have changed because someone was given an opportunity. I am originally from Bargny, Senegal, a town where almost everybody knew my name. When I arrived in the city, the beautiful city and the iconic city of Los Angeles, I felt like a small fish in a giant pond. Despite the obstacle, I was not able, and I couldn't just enjoy myself as I left my 9-year-old son and my family behind for the first time in my life. Not even a full week in, I got a wild call from one of my cousins in Senegal. While screaming out loud, she said, "I heard you are in LA. Is that true? Seriously?" By the time I could answer, she continued, screaming even louder. "C'est pas possible. Girl, this is it. You are rich. You are a star now. Have you met Whitney Houston yet?" I burst into laughter. It's unbelievable how being in America can shift some people's perceptions of you, because this land is known as the land of opportunity, and it's a blessing to be here. I understood her reaction. If you've never been to America, you think that this country knows no poverty. I held the same belief that coming to America meant instant money and fame because of luxurious scenes that we were exposed to. Hollywood scenes, Disneyland, captivating music videos, and more. That's why, when I was about to leave Senegal to come here, I made a lot of promises to people. Shortly after I arrived, my husband introduced me to downtown LA, a lively and diverse place that exceeded my expectation. Everything was beautiful to look at, but within a few turns, we drove into Skid Row, an area in Los Angeles known for its dense homeless population. I was profoundly shocked. My mind was filled with questions. Is this real? How could this be possible in America? I thought that everything will be fine in such a wealthy country. But the minute I saw the men and women lined the street waiting for food, I realized that even in the land of opportunity, suffering exists. As I sat on the curbside of San Pedro Street, observing an elderly woman struggling and shivering in a thin blanket, I felt devastated and inspired at the same time. The whole situation reminded me of my mother, her attitude years after my father passed away. She was only 28 years old and suddenly had to provide for her 5 children. The oldest was 10. With no formal education, no job outside of the house, life became challenging for her. But instead of focusing on her own struggle, she found strength feeding orphan children in our neighborhood. In a world that seemed dark and uncertain, our home became a source of hope and love. And that's during those heartfelt moments that I discovered the true power of giving. Those moments that I felt the true power of giving, and I learned from my mother that even when faced with scarcity, you can still find joy helping others. In that moment of feeling lost in downtown LA, with no resources, I decided to feed the homeless people. And that made me ponder, is abundance really a prerequisite for change? Can we make an impact in the world without waiting to have more or to be more? When we wait for better conditions first to help people, we become inactive on important challenges happening in our lives and in our communities. And global issues such as hunger, war, animal abuse, school crimes, racism, and more continue to rise. As humans, we possess the power to act right now, but we wait for a perfect occasion that may never come, not knowing that change begins with a decision. We have challenges in all countries around the world, and we are the only creation of the universe to solve those challenges. And instead of taking action for a better world, for a better planet for all of us, we watch and let things happen. We wait for more money, more time, more promotions, more education. We wait for more, and we become inactive and passive human beings and victims. And besides having more, what else can stop people from taking action? Maybe our limiting beliefs, fear, doubt, lack of empathy. Behind our motivation for materials and a never-ending pursuit of personal gain hide a sneaky villain known as the scarcity mindset, whispering in our mind that we must have wealth first to start living and start giving, scaring us to stay in our comfort zone and making us believe that we must tightly hang on to what we have to prevent losing it. It's time to expose this villain for what is really a myth that can hinder our potential, our happiness, and our well-being. It is scientifically proven that acts of kindness and altruism have been associated with increased feelings of happiness, reduced stress, and improved mental well-being. In the past, it was commonly believed that only the recipient of a generous act will reap the benefits. Little did I know, and perhaps many still fail to comprehend, that the givers themselves receive an abundant share of advantage. While you may think that you are simply assisting others, your body is tirelessly processing those feelings to heal you. Can you imagine being in Los Angeles, one of the most vibrant cities in America or in the world, and being bored, sad, empty, miserable? That was me. I was homesick, and all I wanted was to go back home. But when I decided to provide food for the homeless people in downtown, a remarkable transformation happened to me, a miracle, I can say. Through the process of planning, organizing, and delivering healthy meals every Sunday, I unconsciously shifted my focus from my own struggle to the bigger issue of homelessness. My loneliness and my stress started to fade away. I began to smile again. The pain of not seeing my son was there still, but I was not suffering anymore. The curtain of sadness slowly began to lift. I became happier, more energetic, and more enthusiastic about life. And I never knew that it was possible to separate pain and suffering. But yes, it is possible. If I had allowed limiting beliefs such as, I am new in America, I have no resources, I don't speak English very well. If I had allowed those excuses to overwhelm my thinking process, I would have never been healed and would probably never discover my purpose. Making an impact in the world doesn't require you to speak the same language, to look alike, to be in the same location with those in need. No. It simply requires your determination to be a game changer. The beauty of this world lies in our differences. Starting a transformative journey can be as simple as lending a listening ear. Be a mentor. Offer assistance, food, water, a cup of coffee. Join or create a movement for change. You have the power to do this. And if you want to raise philanthropic children, create a donation box in your home and let your children get involved. According to Giving USA, there were more than $499 billion donated for charitable purpose in the United States of America in 2022. And more than 65% of those donations came from individuals like you and me. That is impressive. And we can even do more when we embrace our superpower, the power to change the world regardless of race, religion, backgrounds, wealth, gender, or any other limiting beliefs. Don't wait for greatness. Don't wait for better conditions. Don't wait for approval to start giving. Face the challenges and the uncertainties of the present moment. You got this. Your transformative journey starts now. Not when everything aligns perfectly, no. But when you decide to be the change despite the obstacles. Reflect on what truly matters to you and the legacy you wish to leave behind. As the French proverb says, vouloir, c'est pouvoir. Where there is a will, there is a way. You are enough. And you have more than enough to transform your life today and to be an angel of change to those in need. And my question to you is, what are you waiting for? Thank you.